YouTube Nation, Mayfair TV, aka Me TV, aka reports of my death have been seriously exaggerated. I mean, come on, guys. I know some of y'all want me dead over some videos or some fucking sports and video games, but come on now. I've heard it all this week since I took a break. And I'm talking about, I've heard I tried to stop an earthquake. I heard I tried to fight the hurricane. I heard that I was kidnapped by ninjas. I've heard it all. Look, I must be a bad man if I was kidnapped by ninjas and got away. I'm just saying. Now, look, I'll put it like this. Before we get started today, I want to say, yeah, I got the jersey. I told y'all, what, a month or so ago, I was going to get the jersey without the Bimbo logo. I told you. You know how hard it was to find one of these without the Bimbo logo? Seriously. You got to be kidding me. But that's not the point. Look, let's move on today with soccer. We're going to start off with it, all right, with Pachuca versus America. And let me say now that this game was pretty good. Since I had the week off, you know, doing videos, I got a chance to watch some more soccer. However, it wasn't on regular TV, on regular channels. I had to watch it on Telemundo. So, of course, I don't know that much Spanish. So I'm just sitting there like this, watching the game and trying to watch it. You know, I love the commentary. It doesn't matter. You know, it's all in Spanish, but at least they make things exciting, right? So, with that being said, let's look at one of the best, I won't say best goals, but best celebrations that I've seen in a long time in soccer.
Pachuca. Una jugada vertical. ¿Qué manera de hacerlo efectivo? Lo van a molestar por la máscara, ya sabe, pero bueno, él tenía toda la intención de hacerlo. El gol vale para ello.
You gonna give him a yellow card for that? Come on, man. Look. They already took the fun out of the NFL. At least let the soccer players have some fun. How you get that guy a yellow card, but let this guy get away with murder flopping all over the damn place? You've got to be a desperate flopping bitch to do something like that. And I'm sorry, but you just have to because it hurts the game so much. But in this game, it actually didn't hurt the quality of the play. There was a lot of flopping going on, but it didn't hurt the quality of the play. And I say this because there were a lot of attempts on goal. There was a lot of skills shown. And I know a lot of people, when they watch soccer, they complain that there's not enough scoring going on. You know, it's just back and forth stealing and nothing's going on. But if you look at the actual setups of the scores, even if they don't score, you have to appreciate what they do.
Ahora Vicente, ya una la disparó Benítez y no le funcionó. Tres amonestados en lo que va del partido. Pelota arriba, arriba, arriba el remate. La pelota que se fue agonizando por el palo izquierdo. Nadie para cerrar la pinza luego de ese balón venenoso de Vicente Sánchez. Nadie llegó. Amonestados Cejas, Torres y Brambila por parte del Pachuca.
Seriously, you have to respect that play. And I put it like this. It's a beautifully drawn up play. It's great coaching, and it's great execution by the players. However, if one of those three players gets a foot on that ball, that's a goal. That goalie's not stopping that. He is screwed from the get-go. Now, I want to talk about the word goalie, all right? I want to talk about this because it seems a lot of people kind of testy about this. And for those who don't know, last week, Hope Solo came out on her Twitter, right? Yes. Came out on her Twitter and said that she's not a goalie. Yeah, she said she's not a goalie. She said she's a goalkeeper and that people need to get it right. Nah. Look, I'm going to be real with y'all for a minute, all right? A goalie is a goalie is a goalie. It doesn't matter what sport you are in, all right? And for her to say that she's not a goalie disrespects other goalies, all right? And I say this because she thinks she's the exception to the rule when she's not, all right? Let's put it like this. It doesn't matter if you're called a goalkeeper, a goaltender, a netminder, a goalie. You all play the same position, all right? Just like in hockey, just like in lacrosse, in soccer, or in football, wherever you're from, all right? It's the same thing. You play your angles the way you're supposed to play them. Am I correct? You project where the ball or puck is going, right? So I put it like this. If you dive all the way over there and the ball goes over here, you haven't done your job. You're just guessing. You're not projecting. It seems like Hope Solo has a problem with that anyway. She really needs to check herself at this point. And I'm getting real tired of this. Because it seems like a lot of fans, I talked about how, you know, soccer fans are very, they have that camaraderie not too long ago. Well, fans have started to act a fool. For those who don't understand what I'm talking about, in Mexico, during a soccer game, shooting starts happening outside the stadium. The players have to run away from the stadium because they're afraid they're going to get hit by bullets. All right? We have in American football, we have the Raiders and the 49ers last week. They're throwing punches at each other in the stands, which, fine. It's going to happen, all right? You escort the guys out. But then afterwards, they start shooting each other. It makes no fucking sense. That's not what fans do. understand that, look, when it comes to rivalry, there's friendly rivalry, and that's it. All right? If you think that shows how hardcore of a fan base you are backing your team, no, that's bullshit. And I put it like this, if you're shooting people over some fucking football, you don't deserve your team. You don't deserve it. Shut it down. And I put it like this, if anyone says, well, what if it was your team? I'd say the same fucking thing. If Eagles fans were shooting each other outside in the parking lot over some fucking football, shut it down. We don't deserve the damn team. All right? It's the same thing. There's no way you can sit here and justify that. It's pathetic, all right? And the NFL now has to have beefed up security everywhere now because they want to make sure it doesn't happen anymore. Look, you should have took that security measure before, all right? Now, there's no more judgment when it comes to Eagles fans now that y'all shooting people in the fucking parking lot and carrying on. I'm not trying to hear it anymore, all right? But speaking of NFL, I've been hearing as of late that they're having some financial problems, all right? And when I mean about this, I mean merchandise sales, not just football jerseys. We're talking outside of football jerseys. I mean, people buy football jerseys all the time, all right? But we're talking about shirts and jackets and all this, and then they're having a lack of imagination. For those who've seen if you go on like any of their teams' websites, there's like a number, maybe a handful of maybe shirts or graphics that you can see that you may like, all right, because the rest of them are pretty much garbage and they have bad colors and it's a big whole bullshit thing, all right. But I'll put it like this: do y'all remember back in the 90s, all right, when they had the chalk line jackets? And for those who are too young to remember that, check this out real quick.
For the old school, that's what we gonna do this one for. You feel me?
If the old school didn't pave the way, what more can I say? I wouldn't be here today. If the old school didn't pave the way, what more can I say? I wouldn't be here today. If the old school didn't pave the way.
Come on, NFL. All you gotta do is bring that back. And I'm not talking about the jackets. Just take the graphics. Well, if you want to bring back the jackets, go ahead. But take the graphics off the jackets and put them on shirts. Put them on hats. I'm telling you, put them on hats. They will sell. Stop sitting on a gold mine and not realizing it, man. What's wrong with y'all? Anyways, let's move on, all right? Because we need to talk about preseason football. First off, shout-outs to the Houston Texans, all right? I see what y'all doing. They've been playing a lot of Houston Texans football here, all right? So I got a chance to see them. They look pretty damn good. I don't know how their regular season is going to turn out. They look pretty damn good, all right? The Detroit Lions beat up, and I mean beat up on the Patriots, all right? Which was a shock to me, all right? But a lot of people were telling me it's not a shock. They was like, if you've been watching Detroit Lions football from the preseason, they've been doing this all preseason. Now look, that's the first time I got a chance to see Detroit Lions play this year, all right? Or should I say, have been televised here on the East Coast, all right? Because y'all know how it is, what's been going on in Detroit for a number of years. They've been taking you off TV because of how bad your record is, so no one's been, had a chance to actually watch you. All right, I'm just saying. So finally, I get a chance to watch you, and you were pretty impressive. I will say that. The guys who were playing, they played hard. They looked like they were hungry. All right, now I will say this: the Washington Redskins, yeah, you beat up on the Ravens, and I put like this: Ravens fans, that defense, I don't understand what's going on. You can't let Rex Grossman pick you apart like that. All right, and yeah, they're a legit contender, but I guarantee you, Rex Grossman, the Washington Redskins will not win the East. That is a joke. All right, I admire your enthusiasm. But no, it's just not going to happen. The New York Giants, they had, they played not too long ago, and they looked pretty damn good. They put up some good points. However, I would have to ask Giants fans, what are you going to do to compensate for all those losses? Because a lot of guys got injured. I don't understand what's going on here. All right? I also want to say that you guys played the Jets, was it, in the first season game, right? So that's going to be interesting. But speaking of the Jets, we play the Jets very soon, actually on Thursday. Now, before I get into that, I want to also say that I watched New Orleans Saints beat up on the Raiders. Now, look, the Raiders looked pretty good at first, all right? And then they just slowly teetered off. I don't understand what happened there. Seriously, but it is the Raiders. So, anyways, and then I like the Raiders too, but come on. Anyways, guys, let's get into this Eagles preseason thing, guys. Oh, my God. All right. Settle in. All right, we're going to go 2 weeks ago when we got destroyed. Yeah, by Pittsburgh. Look, first off, defense looks piss poor. Was it Rivera? Is this no, Castillo. Castillo. I was going to call him Ron Rivera. Castillo. Get the fuck out of here. I told you guys in the offseason when they named him as defensive coordinator, he would not be able to handle this, all right? And if you think that was just a fluke, you're crazy, all right? That defense has so many fucking holes in it, look like Swiss cheese. There's no way that you can sit here and let the Pittsburgh Steelers run straight up the damn middle and beat you. You just can't. Passing is not working. What did I guys tell you before about a certain receiver? All right? You can't keep going. I'll put it like this. The same plays that were used 2 weeks ago in preseason, and I'll say even last week in preseason, are the same ones that we used last year. Meaning, Andy Reid has not, oh my God, he has not made any new plays damn near, all right? You can't start off every game throwing a 50-yard bomb to such and such. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, all right? It doesn't work all the time. The Pittsburgh Steelers didn't fall for it, all right? So that didn't work. They didn't even try it against the Cleveland Browns last week because this shit's not working. Understand, Andy Reid. Even Browns fans were saying last week how the run defense is not that good for the Browns. So the Eagles were running all over the Browns. What did Andy Reid do? He wants to throw the damn ball. Why would you abandon something that's working? I don't understand that. I don't understand. Now, granted, you ran the ball a good amount. But still, if it's working, you do not leave it. You just don't. All right? They couldn't stop offensive line. Let me talk about this right now. Offensive line. All right? You're garbage. All right? And we need to fix this before the season. This is pretty much last season's offensive line, it feels like. All right? No way should our quarterback in the first half of a game be getting hit 8 times during the release of his throw. No way. No way. I'm just saying, it's just you just don't do that. And I put it like this: offensive line, you have obviously you have great run blocking. All right, you can block from McCoy, he can run, and Brown, they can run. That's not the problem. All right, but it's your pass blocking that's the problem, and they really need to work on it. I'm not trying to hear it's still preseason. I'm not trying to hear all this shit. All right, we've got 1 game left before the Jets, and I guarantee you, when we play the Jets, they're not going to just sit back and be like, oh, we're just going to let them do what we want to do. No, the Jets are going to come to play. All right, so don't give me this crap about how the offensive line, they're going to take plays off, or Andy Reid may not, he may rest his starters because, he wants to get them ready for the season. I'm not trying to hear all that, man. I'm just not. Understand that our quarterback is in trouble. And why the hell, when speaking of quarterbacks, why the hell is Kafka not getting enough reps? And this is pissing me off, all right, because I understand Vince Young is a great player. He is. I'm not going to sit here and take that away from him, all right, because he does win football games. He's a 2-time Pro Bowl player, isn't it? 3-time Pro Bowler, all right? But Mike Kafka has been here. He knows the system. He has earned the right to be the second person, all right? He deserves to get more reps. You better play in the next preseason game. I'm not trying to hear he comes in late in the 4th quarter and kneel on the damn ball. I'm not trying to hear that. Now, I also want to say, defense against the Cleveland Browns. Let's get something straight here, all right? That pick that everyone keeps talking about with Asante, oh, he did his job. No. Let's get something straight. Watch the play again, all right? If you watch the play, what happened? Pass rush. Pass rush, forced Colt McCoy to throw over there. He was panicked. He threw. Asante picked it off. It had nothing to do with Samuel watching the route and jumping it, all right? And we saw that, against Pittsburgh, where the guy just did a straight run and blew him away. All right, he thought it was going to be, a slant? Get the fuck out of here. He guy blew him away, all right? It's not that, all right? Now, I'm not trying to hear that all this hard work is being put in, because after that embarrassing, I put it like this, when we played the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was embarrassing to watch that game. In all of my years of watching Eagles football, that was the worst game I have ever seen by the players, ever, all right? And I know a lot of people say, well, aren't you kind of harsh because it is preseason? I'm not trying to hear it, all right? That was the worst performance I've ever seen from an Eagles team. Ever. All right? The defense didn't try. The offense didn't give a shit. And the guys are sitting on the sidelines. They're getting blown out. And they're sitting on the sidelines. And you know who was leading them. You know who I'm talking about. All right? Sitting on the sidelines and laughing. They're laughing at this whole fucking thing. You gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry. But if Philadelphia fans, if you laughed at McNabb, all right, for when we were losing that time to the Raiders, why aren't you laughing at these guys? The whole fucking team was on the sidelines laughing, and they're getting blown out. I'm sorry, but when you step on that field, I've told you before, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, when you step on that field, you have the highest respect, highest regard, highest pride of your team. I don't care if it's a preseason game or not. You do not let yourselves get bowled over like that. All right? Especially when it hurts us fans. Because it seems like the players don't give a shit. All right? But the fan suffers the most. That's what it seems like. And I'm tired of it. I really am. The Eagles, I'll put it like this. We better be happy. I'll put it like this. We may not have a quarterback come the beginning of the season if the offensive line keeps doing that. Andy Reid has not made adjustments. He has not gotten the right personnel for this offensive line. He just hasn't. You can't keep starting these rookies and think, okay, they can handle it. No, it doesn't work. All right? And I also want to put it like this, all right, because for those who saw what happened to Cleveland Browns, all right, I saw a lot of Eagles fans apologizing, defending Andy Reid for what he did. For those who don't know, when the Browns scored, all right, Andy Reid threw a challenge flag. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck are you throwing a challenge flag? And for those who don't know, the new rule is that for every touchdown that's scored, there is a booth review. They replay, they review every touchdown. You cannot throw a challenge flag down. And Eagles fans are like, well, that was a good challenge by Andy Reid. No, it's not, because it's against the rules. And because of that, they flagged Andy Reid. You have to understand. So every person that got on McNabb for not knowing the overtime rule, now you need to get on the coach for not knowing the regular rules. All right, it's just not fair. If you're going to blame one person for another, and then I don't want to feel like that I'm backing McNabb, because I'm not. All right, he's in Minnesota, and if we play them or we end up meeting them, we're gonna blow them the fuck out. Fuck McNabb. All right, but the fact is, you can't blame one person and not the other. You have to understand. You have to be fair. Eagles fans, understand that this team right now, like I said, it's not a dream team. We have a lot of work to do. We need to fix our offensive line. We need to fix our linebackers. Yeah, you might as well go into free agency right now and go grab someone with experience. All right? Anytime Clay Matthews gets a tackle and gets all happy because he finally got a tackle, yeah, that's a problem. The same thing with the defensive line. When they were playing Pittsburgh and they're getting blown out, the guy got a sack in the first half, and he's celebrating. It's like, idiot, you're down 14 points. What the fuck are you celebrating for? But it doesn't matter. These guys are nothing but a bunch of showboating fly brothers who think that they can't do anything wrong, no matter what the points on the board are. And that's starting to piss me off. I told you, here in Philadelphia, for those who've been watching Eagles football, and we're talking 90s, we're talking, seriously, when you have Reggie White and all them, they let you know, they let you know from the fucking door, all right, that yeah, they're going to have some cockiness, but they have toughness, and they don't put up with no shit. They don't put up with no diva attitudes. There's no laughing on the fucking sidelines and all that bullshit. No, it's all business, all right? But no one wants to hear that. Everyone thinks that these new age Eagles, it's okay as long as they get paid. They look like rap stars. Yeah, and I'm hearing this rumor about a certain receiver. Also, right now, he's being signed to Young Money. What the fuck is that shit? All right, look, you want to be a rap star, go be a rap star. All right, this football, man. I told you that shit before when using that video with Snoop Dogg. This football, man. I'm tired of this shit. Seriously. There's no fucking way you can sit here and tell me that that's all they worried about is their bank accounts and looking flashy and all that other bullshit. No. Alright, no. I'm not trying to hear it. It's bullshit. But that's the media likes. Yeah. The media, they'll push that and say, oh, he's a talented player, instead of understanding that certain players need to be complete players. Yeah, they have talent. Yes, they all have talent. That's why they're in the NFL. They all have talent. But don't sit here and tell me that they're all complete players, because they're not. They're just not. All right? Especially when motherfuckers don't go across the middle. Yeah. All right? And Jason Avant can't keep going across the middle. There needs to be a hell of a lot more. Macklin, I understand that he had some type of problem, some type of sickness. Nobody knew what it was. I don't understand why they held back so long anyway. But get your ass on the field. Start playing some football. That's what you get paid to do. All right? If motherfuckers can play football with broken hands and broken arms, I'm not trying to hear all of a sudden you lost 15 pounds. They didn't know what was wrong with you. You're fine now. Get your ass on the field. That's simple. I don't have time for this drama bullshit. And the media does this all the time. That's why I keep bringing it up, because the media will let you know, oh, he's hurting. Oh, he's doing this. And let's talk about this Michael Vick thing. All right? For those who know what I'm talking about, ESPN, they ran an article that Michael Vick, would he be treated differently if he was white? And then bad Photoshopped a picture of Michael Vick. For those who didn't see the picture, check this shit out. That is fucking pathetic by ESPN. I told you guys for a year now, all they do is take race and they try to profit off it. That's all they do. I've told you before, if you want racism to stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. It'll go away. So when finally something racist does happen and someone says, hey, that's racist, it will give it some meaning. It will give it some quality, some punch. You keep using and screaming the race card, then people are going to say, well, it's losing its meaning. There's always somebody screaming race. Stop! Stop, ESPN, and it's being pathetic. You know what, ESPN? Because you have nothing else better to do, I want to know, what are you going to do for an encore after the Michael Vick thing?
First fight lasted longer than we have been talking to you this morning. Wow. We're going to talk to the baddest man in YouTube Nation about...
Are you fucking serious? So let me get this straight, ESPN. You just gonna take all my shit, but not even invite me on the show? Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's get something straight here, all right? Let's get something straight. We all know ESPN takes the next cool, the next trendy, the next hip thing and tries to put it in their show to make it appeal to the everyman. We know that. All right, we already know. We've seen that when Aqua Team Hunger Force was a big deal. They were starting to use #1 in the Hood G when they was doing replays. You gotta be fucking kidding me, all right? Let's put it like this. ESPN is garbage. ESPN isn't cool. They just take shit to try to make it cool so that you watch it. That's all the fuck they do, all right? But understand that it's not cool to sit here in suits and ties and talk sports. Every man don't do that shit. All right? Every man wears whatever the fuck they want to wear and talk sports, all right? So don't try to act like you're professional when you're really not professional, because your so-called professionals ditch dates to play fucking Madden.
Mel just told me the funny story involving Michael Smith and perhaps what we thought might be a love connection, but something stood in the way between a Jamel Michael love connection. Do you understand?
I'll tell the full story.
Physically here, I'm talking about me like.
Oh no, I'm going to talk about you now. Years ago, I met Mike. We were both in our 20s, and I was covering the Celtics Pistons playoff series for the Detroit Free Press. Mike was working at the Boston Globe, and some of our journalist colleagues thought it'd be a good idea to set us up. We didn't know this. And so we all go out to the movies. And he's not about to come walking over here. We all go out to the movies or whatever, and we exchange numbers, me and Mike. And I said, oh, well, he's an interesting guy. He seemed to be cool. Come on, seemed to be okay. I'm going to do it right now. He seemed to be cool. So I called Mike, and I'm doing the girl thing where you try to sort of entice them to ask you out. So I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm in Boston. I'm giving you every hint in the world. You know what this dude said to me? I just started the season element on Madden. You know, they have the season. He dissed me for Madden straight up. Is it true or false? True or false? Did you not diss me for Madden?
Okay, it's partly true, but there's more to the story. Typical woman, revisionist history, only remember what you want to remember. I called you back, and you was like, yo, I'm watching Waiting to Exhale with my girls.
I didn't want it.
I'll call you back, and that was it.
Completely false.
Because once she can't talk to you, you're blowing her off for Madden.
Okay, first of all, that's what I'm saying. And the fact that you know what was really bad about that? You said season. You said season. The
franchise mode, man.
You were in franchise mode.
It was. Yeah, it was,
He's scared. He's scared of fucking choke. You gotta be kidding. Let me find the fuck out. There's more people out here ditching pussy for some man. You gotta be kidding me, man. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Madden is gonna be there. It's not going to. I just start franchise. I don't give a fuck what you start franchise season. I don't give a shit. You don't be pushing away women for some fucking Madden? Really? Really? Is it really that serious? Get the fuck out of my face, man. But look. We need to talk about this real quick because I want to talk about more of the media, all right? For those who don't know, ex-Flyer, yes, ex-Flyer, Dan Carcillo comes out and says the Philly media is rude. Now, Philly fans, we talked about this shit before, about how the Philly media gives us a bad name and how they're pigs and everything else. I need to talk about this, all right? Because for those who don't know, I told you before that the way they do the media, the way that they do things, it's old school, and then it needs to go away. They need to bring in some new blood. Well, for those who don't know, Howard Eskin has finally stepped down. That's right, and it's funny because when he announced that he stepped down, it was raining here when it happened. When he announced to step down, the sun came out. Is that coincidence? Nah, that's not coincidence at all. And in other news, once he decided to step down, Burger King came out and said that they're getting rid of their mascot. Is that a coincidence?
All you old rappers trying to advance, it's all over now, take it like a man. Niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick, trying to play a hate on my shit, to eat a fat dick.
So now that's one down, and many more old motherfuckers to go who need to move on. Just move to the side and let the young boys come in and do their thing. Alright, because you need to respect what they're doing, because they're working hard to get up there, and you're still trying to block them off. You're still cock blocking for some fucking reason. I don't understand. But speaking of respect, I want to talk about my event status player of the week, who goes to Matt Barnes of Los Angeles Lakers for his charity efforts.
Hi everyone, this is Jason Barcaro from LakersNation.com. We are out here in beautiful Rancho Palos Verdes for the 3rd annual Athletes vs. Cancer Celebrity Golf Tournament. And of course, what better place than at the Trump National Golf Course for its very first time. We decided to catch up with some players, celebrities, and even some analysts, see how well they're doing and out here in the links. Let's take a look. First time at this tournament, and what motivates you to get involved in the tournament?
Well, Matt Barnes. And I know of his commitment to this and fighting cancer. Everybody feels the weight of cancer suffering in their families, friends. My father died at 60 years old, and so anytime there's an effort to try to raise funds to aid research and fight cancer, I'm all in for that.
First time coming to Matt's charity event, but I've played this course before, and me and a couple of the other guys are just here to support Matt and to support the cause. It's a great cause. He raises a lot of money for it, and it's a good time. Yeah.
Out here for a good cause. 3 years in a row I've been doing this for Matt. You know, I think it's great that Matt's put this together, and if he does it again next year, I'll be out here next year.
You guys already good? How's you playing? Okay. How's you play good? Yeah.
Michael Jackson's playing. I gotta hit it good.
How's your game going so far, Matt?
It's going. I don't know how good it's going. It's going. No, we're not playing too bad. We're having a good time out here.
But the event's going real well, right?
It's going great. You know, we've got a lot of great celebrity support today, a lot of fan support, and, you know, a lot of good people here.
How's the knee coming along?
He's good. My knee's probably about 85%, you know, but there's no rush now with the lockout, so I'll be 100% when it's time to go.
How eager are you to get back on the court at some point?
Very excited. You know, seeing Kobe here today and Fish and talking to the guys, I think the whole team is, you know, that was a real wake-up call for us, a real slap in the face what Dallas did to us. So we're very eager to get back on the court. We feel we're still a very talented team, and we still have what it takes to win.
And like I said before, if you have an athlete in your neighborhood or in your city who are doing a lot of charity work and there's video of it, please send it to me so I can give them the proper respect they deserve. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Men out there who are wondering why women just shake our heads at you, that is why.
Yeah.